to Summoner's Rift.
I watched a little bit of this already, so I think I'll skip through most of this level 1 because I already know what happened.
30 seconds until minions spawn. Minions have spawned.
Alright, so I'm okay with the way you played the first wave. I think it was good. Missed that CS, not a big deal. Made sure to get the hit on the Nautilus, which I would say is preferable. And if you played that 100% mechanically right, then that was the right call. So no mistakes that I've seen yet. I think there's one coming up soon though. Another missed CS, not a big deal. Yeah, more often than not, what you'll find in replay review is not finding mistakes necessarily, because those will be pretty obvious in your memory. Things that you want to find are the marginal things that you can improve on, just things that you can do better. So, right here, I want to analyze this matchup a little bit. You think about it. Jinx is probably going to push in early, so if you don't get the push onto Jinx, then you're basically going to be behind on CS. But I mean, that's alright because you guys have a similar scaling champion. But ideally, you would be the aggressor, you'd be the one pushing, you'd be the one hitting the minions. And then if you have enough minions on your side, that gives you an opportunity to trade with them without losing the trade. So wouldn't say you're playing this bad. There's multiple ways to play the game. So Blitz took a lot of damage in that trade. I would have liked to see a little bit more priority on the siege minion there. I know sometimes it can be scary to auto it, but I think if you autoed it when the tower was going to hit it, and then autoed it again after, you would have landed that. In reaction to the tower hitting it, you should have autoed the minion so that you could double hit it. I mean, it's pretty obvious to see in the replay, but being able to fix that in game is important. So let's go back a little bit here. Those couple of CS. Okay, so you're trading. He's got the shield up. Going for CS. When that minion is at that HP, you should almost commit to missing that one. Walk up here and then start autoing these minions. Because if you commit to missing that one and auto this one twice, you can land that one. Or you can commit to landing all these. Okay, so you did that. But you're standing way too far back here. Should have been autoing these minions. And then maybe trading with him. So you could be controlling the creep wave a little bit better. I want to say you're playing a little bit too safe. And it's allowing Jinx to just free farm, which is what you don't want. You want to put a pressure on him as much as he's putting pressure on you. So you miss one there. And Blitz actually carries you through the early game with his nice hooks. Didn't seem like he was going to be playing all that great right at the start. He had a few missed hooks, but he stepped it up here. And if you keep that minion wave off the tower, what you'll find is your CS will be a little bit closer to Jinx. You probably have 24. But then that'll also give you an opportunity to trade with them. and maybe give him an opportunity to hit more hooks. I mean, you guys end up getting the first blood here, but don't want to like rely on a good blitz hook. Like, that was a flash hook, that was the fadeaway, that was the dream hook. And I want to say if he doesn't do that and you guys totally lose that trade, you get shoved out of lane 9 times out of 10. Auto that one. There you go. I think he still missed, but you had the right idea. Gotta work on those. If it's uncontested CS, just focus on landing it. And then what you can do, too many missed CS really, but I won't talk about it too much. I'll just tell you what you can do better. Is focus attacks on the back line, and then let's say you're about to miss a minion that's right in front of you. What you can do is Tristana, is as soon as it's getting low, instead of dropping your charge on the back line here, you can cast your charge on a minion that's getting low, auto at once, and it'll instantly blow up. So that's another way that you can clean up minions. You got it in the tower in time though, which is important. None of their minions took damage, which is what you're hoping for. But I mean, it doesn't matter as much because Jinx is most likely going to shove you in again, even though he just died. Probably because he doesn't know how to lane any other way. But I actually think you waited too long in base here. I think if you had to wait this long to get your BF sword, you should have got pickaxe and Doran's blade instead. So you could have been back in lane when he was on like 35 CS. Now he's at like 45 CS before you even get back. So I think that was an itemization mistake by you, and then you didn't even really CS perfectly after to warrant picking up the BF sword. Usually if you see like a pro level 80 carry pick up BF sword, then he'll go Averse blade next and hit like almost perfect CS. Not bad, not bad. Again, you gotta take a more proactive role when the wave's crashing into your tower. Don't let him hit tower. Yeah, you did really bad on that wave. Now he's got like 11 CS lead. So if you know you can't like CS that well on the tower, since Tristana can't, I mean, like theoretically you can, but what you do then is try to limit your interaction with the tower and the creeps by shoving out a little bit, because Tristana's gonna shove anyway. You might as well take advantage of that, and it won't put you at significant risk, since anytime Nautilus hooks you, then Blitzcrank can just hook him into tower. Depends on how he's playing it. If he's running out and throwing his cooldowns, then yeah, I can understand playing passively, but if he's playing the way he's playing, then you should be getting up in the pocket and putting some damage on a Jinx. He's only got pickaxe and you've got BF sword. It doesn't matter how many CS he's got an item disadvantage, and regardless of his potions, you have a strong enough all-in where you should be pressuring him. And then let's say you get to like half HP and he chugs some potions, then you can play passive. But letting him stay in lane with potions like that, without like trying to harass him, it's a little questionable. See, if you already had him a bit lower, then that would have been a kill. That would have been much cleaner. Like, let's say theoretically, even if you killed all 3 of these guys, it still would have been more clean to play it the other way, like I was saying, to have had damage on him already. At the very least, you would have forced one of those potions earlier, so.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
So you're getting zoned just because you don't have potions at this point, basically. Keeping up alright in sustain. The Nautilus threat is zoning you off the CS though, so that's not that great. Oh, the Dream Hook. Yeah, dude, if you didn't have this Blitzcrank's hooks, and if the Jinx were a little bit better, then you would have got bodied. I want to say that was a bit of a late jump there even, but still got him, so not bad, not bad. So you're recalling. Pickaxe, that's fine. And Avarice. Oh, that's really good for you. So I know you do end up going off in this game, but we'll try and fix the mistakes you did make. Ooh, that was a sick play by leejeun. Holy shit. And he missed. That was pretty bad, but that was a pretty sick play for a minute there. And he wasted a splash because Nautilus was coming around, so that was really bad. Alright, so you know Nautilus isn't here, so you should obviously be playing aggressive. Kill all these, walk up here, attack him, do the aggressive things. You want to make it so Nautilus has to come back to lane. And he's undoubtedly coming back to lane at some point, so like, it's not even really worth it to try and zone. You just want to get some damage onto him, if anything. Put the CS, oh, that was really bad. Should never blow your W like that. I want to say that was a misclick. If that wasn't a misclick, you're trying to salvage CS, just use your E, like I was talking about. When that minion got low, just E it and auto it, and then you get all the CS. Don't use your jump. Not unless you can guarantee a kill. Holy shit. That Nautilus though. And the Jinx. Nice finish with the ult. That was good that you knew your damage. Plus being ahead in items, even slightly with just the crit. Damn, son. Yeah, this blitz really carried you through the early game, and knowing your damage again, not to tank tower, that was good. So this is an example of a game where bot lane will snowball out of control. As you can see, if you guys didn't do so well on bot lane, they would be ahead of you like 6-0. And we're gonna speed up every time there's nothing important, just in case you're wondering why I'm doing that. It's an effort to cut down the review times, as I'm sure you'll appreciate. Even watching stuff in 2x speed, I can actually review it pretty well, but I don't like to do it all the time. Yasuo is kind of low. I'd be surprised if he went in here, yeah, because he can die pretty easily. Okay, so if you were standing over here, that would have probably killed him, but as it is, you kind of blocked it for him, kind of didn't, because it wouldn't have hit him. Not a bad idea to tank the Jinx rocket though. Holy shit, this Blitz is a god. And Shen's coming in. Damn, you got feared. Okay. I can tell we're gonna have to watch this again. So they already have 4 people bought. You guys don't see the Hecarim because you don't have a ward in this bush. Where did he TP to? Okay, so you did see him because you have a ward here. Okay. So it makes me wonder why Shen would ult the Blitzcrank. And maybe you guys know that everyone's here, so you're like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? So it's not the greatest idea to pull Lux in here. And maybe they're duo queued, this Blitzcrank and Shen, since you typically aren't going to ult onto a Blitzcrank unless it's just to get position on the fight. So this fight is just pure chaos. I'm gonna watch this in half speed actually. Okay, so he's got the ultimate on him. He knows that he wants to get in range for this guy. I actually would have been okay with him staying around here and focusing out Nautilus first. So it was a mistake that he made. You threw your charge on him when you had too much distance. I would like to see you only casting your explosive charge if you're within like 5 Teemos, something like that. 4 Teemos. So he created too much distance for your E to be effective. That was your main mistake. So you blew back Hecarim so that he didn't charge onto you. I can understand that. And then you gotta be predicting that ult coming through, and you actually got feared by it, so your pathing could have been a little bit better here, and it would have actually stopped you from dying. So let's say even if you don't get the damage onto that Nautilus here, let's say you don't cast the E, don't even worry about that. Let's say you have it for him. Now, if you don't cast your ult right away, you have a chance to duel him with Yasuo. See how that works? One last time we'll go through it. So right here, you should know that you're too far away to cast E on him. You know Hecarim's in the area, so you probably panic ulted him as soon as you saw him come in. If you had your E up for him though, just turn on to him, blow him back into Yasuo, and he's dead in about 3 hits. So right here's your other mistake. You should know that Hecarim's got an ult that goes about right here. He's going to go this way, so this is within fear range. If you walk down here, you don't get feared. So you should have walked down this way if you predict the skill shot coming out, and then walk to tower. Instead, you get feared and take a decent amount of damage, and you can't get out of Lux ult because of that. And you blow your flash, and you still die to Jinx. So there's your mistakes.
Shut down. Red team's turret has been destroyed. Blue team double kill. destroyed.
Like, where the fuck is your team if you guys gonna be doing this dragon? You must be freaking out at this point because positioning is really bad. Blitzhook misses. Warwick dies instantly. You blow them away. Leejeun gets the Q on you and looks snare. So you're dead. Shen didn't have ult for this, so you guys shouldn't have been anywhere near the dragon. You should have been just contesting it. And more importantly, you shouldn't have committed into the pit without your jump. Or actually, you did have your jump. You just needed to dodge the skill shots. But yeah, if I'm doing dragon like that, I pretty much have W almost cast over the wall like the entire time. Just so it'll take me a quarter of a second to cast it, if that. Good pick. Good decision to push. Oh, and Shen finally ults you. Man, what a team. So you guys turned that Jinx pick into a huge advantage. You have like control of the map now. Even if you don't get this tower, you just have like decent amount of control now. Since you guys were the last aggressors, you can pick the next point of aggression. And Jinx is just farming it up the bottom, so I actually think his itemization was a mistake. He shouldn't have gone Vamp. Should have went Avarice Blade and finished his boots, if anything. I probably would have just had him go straight into Static Ship next without building any more damage or the lifesteal. Yeah, and at this point, Jinx really needs to get that tower. So I don't really disagree with his decisions to push, but I don't think he executed it that well. I think he could do it a little bit quicker. That was a really nice taunt flash, actually. Then Leejeun hit you guys back up with the combo, so that was a little bit of overextending by Shen. Damn. Not bad, not bad. So Warwick comes in with the cleanup. You're just cleaning up some CS. You got red buff. What are you going back for? Boots? Boots? Is it boots? Nothing. Okay, you just want to full health. And I can see you reacting to the Jinx pressure, so this is a good move if you kill him here. You should have been walking up already. If you see in the CS actions there, you could have killed him. Judging like what information you had, you should have known he would have gone this way or this way. So if he goes this way, then it's 100% a kill for you, especially since you had Blitzcrank coming to back you up. Lee steals the dragon. Good ultimate from Shen. Man, these ult combos are so sick. If they had a little bit more of a team fight mage, I think that they would have done a lot better. But Lux just kind of blows her combos and then she's done. If they had someone with a lot of AoE and a lot of persistent damage like Diana, then they would have completely wrecked you guys in team fights because of the leejeun. Also, at this point, a Lux doesn't have Zhonya's, but a Diana at this point in the game would have Zhonya's, so there's other things to consider. He does have pretty low CS too, though, so a little bit sloppy play by you there. You can't afford to get caught out like that. And you're forcing them into these team fights without everyone, so they actually should have got Baron off this, but since it's low elo, I'm going to say that they didn't. And 2 towers is actually fine, but ideally they would have got Baron. So I want to say that their next mistake is probably staying too long. Okay, so nice flash away from the Lux ultimate. And you didn't really get out any damage yet, but overall good job of staying alive. Really close on that hook there, but none of them were in a position to follow up really. Oh damn. That would have been huge if you could have caught him. Okay, that ultimate was good. And Shen's finally ulting you, so you can enter the fight again. So that was really good. Ooh. Ooh. That was just unfortunate. You couldn't have known that was going to happen. Yeah, really good timing on your ultimate to knock everyone away from you. So now instead of them getting Baron, your team ends up getting Baron. So actually, if you take away all your kills and you give them Baron, they actually would have won this game. After you guys win this fight, it's really hard for them to come back. I actually like that you're pushing up bottom. That's something I would do. So what this does is after your team pushes up mid, that'll give them something to rotate down to, as I'm sure you know. Okay, but let's say theoretically, leaving your team with Baron is not a good idea. So you either had to call them over to you quicker, or start walking over to them as soon as you see them in trouble. And you just went full greed mode for CS. This is no longer good. This is a mistake. Better teams would have caught you here. Oh, so it ends up turning out well because Shen saved you. So If you knew Shen was going to do that, then that's a great play, but I don't want to say you'd want to rely on that too much. So now you have decent items. I think you made a mistake in your itemization. You should have went Berserker's Greaves and Pickaxe, so you could have got Last Whisper. Your second Zeal isn't that effective here. You don't need the crit as much as you need that extra damage and penetration, but itemization will change next season for AD carries, so let's not harp on that too much. I think overall you played this game pretty well, except a few mistakes that we did point out. And you guys should pretty much steamroll this next fight based on everything else that I'm seeing. Alright, it's a lot closer than I was thinking. Okay, so if they commit on you guys all at once, then they win the fight, but since they were kind of going in one by one, you guys all got your damage off on them, so there was actually a point where they might have been able to win the fight, but that point is long since passed, and that is GG. Alright, so if you have any other games for me to review, let me know. You can drop them in the comments, or you can PM me on Reddit again. A little bit of a last hurrah for them. And this Shen ultimate has just been really huge. The Shen and Blitzcrank in general were really huge this game, so yeah, this is the life of Season 5 AD carry. You don't necessarily make that big of an impact. And once again with the nice combos, but having nice combos isn't worth the shit if your support is 0-10 and you have Lux mid with 130 CS. So anytime you're up against that, like, there's no excuse to not win that. Alright, good review.